Okay, YouTube and Instagram, this is Warburg right here, and I haven't done a video in a while, so I figured I'd go on this little rant right here. Um, but I got hit with some BS recently. A couple weeks ago, I went over to what they call a polysocial, where we get together maybe at a Black Rifle Coffee or some other kind of restaurant and kind of get together and start talking about the lifestyle, kink stuff. It's just more like a little social gathering. So initially, if y'all don't know where I'm at, I live in the great city of San Antonio, Texas. And initially we were supposed to go to I believe it was like a chicken and pickle restaurant. I'd never been there before, so I'm assuming that's what the restaurant's like. I guess it's like a Popeyes or a Chick-fil-A or something like that. But since there was more people coming than the organizer initially thought, they decided to go to a bigger restaurant, which was Twin Peaks. And I don't know if they're everywhere in the country, but Twin Peaks, if those for you who don't know, it's like a Hooters. So we went there. It was like maybe I would have to say, yeah, it was on a Tuesday when we went. We ended up going to the bar area, but then we got moved to the outside patio. And let me tell you about this waitress that we had. She was a B word. The only way I could describe her was she was a stuck-up B word. As you can tell, I'm trying not to cuss on my videos. So how can I start this out? So we all end up ordering our drinks. One of the guys that sat next to me or across from me wanted unsweet tea, but he wanted some sugar packets because, some people do that. They want to make their tea as sweet as they want because they don't know how much sugar they put in their sweet tea. So they want to rather do it themselves. So she grabs the sugar out of her little waistband and just chucks it on the table. And I looked at it in my peripherals. I'm like, are you serious? So furthermore, we get her drinks. She comes back and takes all of her orders. I'm the last one to get my food. My partner is with me. My fiance is with me. And also my two subs. Yes, I am in this community, which I'll do another separate video on that later and get more in depth in that, but I'm not going to get into that on this one. So anyway, everyone gets their food except for me. So I'm basically picking little appetizers off of my fiance's plate because I'm waiting for my meal to come by. And I didn't even order anything crazy. I just ordered nachos, and that was it. Some chicken nachos. My fiance wanted a double cheeseburger. They give her a single one. Instead of the waitress taking the sandwich back and bringing out a new one, she comes back with just a regular patty. So you have one patty that's hot and the other one that's room temperature. So I'm like, that's not going to taste too good to me. I mean, if I'm going to pay for some food, I want it to come out fresh, especially that kind of money. I mean, this ain't McDonald's, I mean, you get what you pay for, right? Right. So eventually I got to the point where we're waiting there for over an hour and I still haven't gotten my food while everyone else is eating. I get freaking pissed. So I start going up to the hostess and say that I would like to talk to the manager, and she'd be like, oh, well, he's not around right now, blah, blah, blah. So I go back out. Finally, my food is on the table. And it was not worth the wait. As soon as I took a bite out of one of the chips, the queso was cold. The chicken was like watery and stringy, looked like it's something that came out of a can. And the plate just looked like it was out on the counter for a good 10, 15 minutes to the point where it just got room temperature. There was no heat or anything like that. So my fiance got more pissed off than I was. So she decides to, take me along to go talk to the manager. So the manager comes out and he basically says, he's going to comp our meal. We don't have to pay anything. The girl, I mean, she was okay looking. The waitress was okay looking, but she wasn't but she came around acting like she was like Paris Hilton or something like that. Like one of the top tier women, in Hollywood. You know, like she thought she was a supermodel when she was just a regular looking chick. And once we were talking to them, she kind of like peeked over. And when she recognized it was us talking to the manager, she quickly went like that, like went to go hide. And yeah, so that's the story of my time over at Twin Peaks with a rude waitress. We'll never go back to that place. I really don't like going out as much because I don't trust service nowadays. Because so many people are just incompetent. People can't follow the directions. People don't want to work nowadays. But it just kind of it's giving me trust issues about going out. And I'm really not a social person as it is. I'm kind of antisocial. So I typically usually cook at home. I usually stay at the house, or if I do go out to eat, it's usually only a very select few places that I do trust, that they've actually went through, gave me the service that I expected, and I'm not even asking for anything crazy. Those are the places I usually kind of stick to. But every once in a while, I might go try a new restaurant, here and there. Actually, the latest one I tried was a place called Pancake Joe's off of Ingram. That one's a little bit cheaper than, say, Denny's, and it's actually not terribly too bad. But anyway, I got to get back to work, so I'll catch y'all later. Bye-bye.